ya. Time to give it to ya. Let's get it on. Come on, Cheryl. Baby.
Let's get it on.
Come on, y'all. Sugar. They're like, that is not y'all opening song. You know what? You guys are right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to America's, the world's favorite live stream and podcast. Yes, we're talking about the dumbest shit that Black people say about Black people's hair. I'm your host, your cosmetologist extraordinaire, Ladosha Wright, and then we got my PNC over here, and that's the one and only Cheryl Morrow. And y'all know how we do it before we get the chat going, right? We always play our song, and this is by why her name just escaped me. What's her
Rachel,
name again?
Rachel Evans.
Rachel, yes, Rachel Evans, and this is called Sister. Let me, not Cheryl, let me do your hair. Let's hit it, Cheryl. Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Hey, happy Monday. Atlanta always come through, Cheryl. Atlanta always first in the chat. Hey. Hey.
Very special. You are wonderful. I want to help you. Let me help your light to shine through.
What?
I'd be so very happy
If you would let me do your hair. Hey, sing it, y'all. Come on, sing it, y'all.
let me do your hair.
That's a jam. Hey.
Do your hair.
Whoop, whoop.
Let me do your hair.
Hey, it's Monday.
Survivor of what you've been through.
What you been through?
And struggles.
Hey.
The best of you. I want to help you. Let me help your light to shine through. You'll be so
Hey, very happy.
if you would let me do your hair.
My boss is in the chat. Hey, boss, can I do your hair?
Let me do
Let me do your hair. I got my little combs.
Let me do your hair.
Hey.
Let me do your hair.
Nene said you can do my hair.
Right. She's looking pretty good over there.
She looking pretty good. Nene always fly. Nene fly than a kite. Hey, we're talking about Miss Rachel Evans. She is the songstress of our podcast opening song, our theme song, and it is affectionately called Sister, Let Me Do Your Haul. Okay, sister. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, good people. Cheryl and I, we hope that you are having a very happy Monday. Because before I went live, I saw two people who may not be having a good Monday. One is Don Lemon, and the second is Tucker Carlson. Why they kick Don Lemon to the
Oh, they kicked Don Lemon to the curb.
They fired Don Lemon. I ain't gonna lie. I used to like him and what's his name? Cuomo. They fired Cuomo. Oh well, that's welcome. If you're not from America, welcome to the good old US of A. But we know why they was gonna let Tucker Carlson go talk about they stole the election. I don't know. What's up, Sandra? What's going on? Rashida, you said that's why you fly to Cleveland. What's up? Yeah, I know. Yes, breaking news. Justin. Yes, right from Cheryl and Ladosha. Yes, right here from sunny San Diego and cold ass Cleveland, Ohio. Don Lemon and Tucker. It's cold in Cleveland. It's so cold. It's so cold. It's so cold. But that's okay, guys. Just stick around because we're gonna heat things up. Y'all know Key Lolo always getting into some trouble. By the way, I got into some trouble. I did. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I know some of y'all probably over here from that channel. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. It's a long story, but it's a segue into the comment. I got into some trouble over the weekend. I'm Key Lolo. This is what I do. So please go follow him. His name is African with a K Hair God. He is the man on social. He's the man on YouTube. He is the man that's sitting next to the bed that's sitting next to the cat. Y'all go follow his channel. Now, wait, hold on now. Don't get off the channel just yet. He does. He has some pretty cool content, but he has some content on there that I made a comment about. They still kicking my ass. They like, you all there messing with African hair guy with your straight hair, you old fish-eyed fool. Hey, boss, they cussing me out like, you don't know how much shame on you. You call yourself a cosmetologist until you do right by me. It's all good though. It's social media. This is what we're here for. You guys don't have to agree with Cheryl and I. It's okay. It's okay. He did make a comment though. He was like, "Yeah, girl, go on and speak your piece." Hey, Sandra, they was like this. They was like this, Sandra. You better take that. They cussing me out. I'm talking about them folks cussing me out. But we're not going to cuss you out on this channel. You can go ahead on. He did not cuss me out. His name is African Hair God. By all means, go over to his channel. He has some wonderful, wonderful content. He is a licensed cosmetologist and he is a natural hair expert. Okay, this is what he does. Me, I'm just a cosmetologist. Don't get it twisted, Sandra. All right. But we have a wonderful, wonderful, I'm talking about discussion we're going to be talking about. So you guys, if you are new to our platform, I'm the instigator, Key Lolo, who just thinks she knows everything. My last name is Wright. My last name is spelled wrong. I know, but it's right. Okay. So my alter ego and also Key Lolo is really who I am. I just want to know more. I just want to know why. And my PNC, she's a licensed cosmetologist. She's a tad bit more refined than I. Her name is Cheryl Morrow. She's an heiress. She's a cosmetic trichologist. She's an entrepreneur. She's also, you'll be glad to know, she's the editor-in-chief of the SD Monitor. She's a little bit more civilized than I. And so what we do is, we strum up the issues and I get the shit started. And Cheryl, she like, make it easy. Come on, for the clean up woman. Come on, y'all, to mess with my. Obviously, I don't know that stuff, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, made it easy. Woo, for the clean up woman. So tonight we are going to clean up. They said right on, Cheryl. So tonight we're going to be talking about conditioners. So I have a lot of conditioners. So I'm sure you guys. Now we do not represent these brands, and the thoughts are solely mine and Cheryl's, not the company's. So, but this is a brand that I use in the hair salon. You might be familiar. So if you have a favorite product, could you be so kind and drop your favorite brand of products or conditioner? So this is Design Essentials Almond Butter. This is their Express Conditioner. We have Deca Plus. I went to their class today. And this one is called Deep Conditioner. Yeah. I know y'all like how many conditioners. Y'all just hold on. Wait a minute now. I use imported products too. By the way, this one is from India. Okay, so this is Biotique. So Bringa. Okay, so this is their conditioner. I like imported shit. I'm a cosmetologist. Okay, Care Design Essentials. Yes, I love Ali Sayed. I just love him. If you don't know who he is to me, you ain't doing hair. But that's a Ladosha statement, okay? Then I have my own white label, okay? It's called the Wright Hair Products. That's called a moisture conditioner for y'all information, okay? We also have one for like aging hair by Philip Pelusi, and this one is called Age Defy for like old hair conditioner. And everybody hates silicone. Everybody hates. I found out today. Apparently, nobody likes silicone. Me, I'm a cosmetologist. I like chemicals, alcohol, same thing. But this is my H2 Pro, and you can use this with your conditioners. It's a serum, but I guess nobody likes silicones today. Okay, you love design essentials and the right hair products. Good, you guys have some great design essentials. Is kicking butt here. H2 Pro has a nice leave-in detangling healing conditioner. Okay, and then we also have proteins and all this. So Cheryl, that's just half. That ain't all of them. That there's all these conditioners. Now remember, these comments are strictly from Reverend's Design Team Hair Salon. I'm not merely suggesting that a hair salon needs that many products. So let me just say that, number one. Number two, admittedly, I need to go and get some rehab, but I said no. I said I won't go. I'm a hair junkie. I'll admit it. I'm a hair care junkie, and I'm not going to rehab. I'm not doing it. Don't make me go. I'm just going to be addicted. So all hair salons don't have these products. Do not have this many. We're not suggesting that you buy this many. But Cheryl, let's get this conversation started about conditioners. It's all about what's the difference, what do we need. But first thing, I'm sure the burning question that everyone wants to know: what the ham sandwich and French toast? Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, wait a minute, Sandra. Let me put your sandwich in there. What the ham sandwich, French toast, and bologna sandwich? Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, boss. I gotta put your sandwich in there. What the French toast, ham sandwich, bologna sandwich, and grilled cheese sandwich are conditioners? What are conditioners? What are they? I think that's the first thing people want to know. What are conditioners? Now, should I get some tissue? Sandra, I'm gonna tell you right now. Here you come. She already in the chat. Sandra, be nice. I got water. I don't want to spit on my brand new computer. So Sandra, please be nice, okay?
What did Miss Sandra say?
She said, "Don't forget her ham sandwich." Not sandwich. See, here she goes. Tell us what the rabbit's feet is going on. Sandra, Sandra, didn't I tell you to sit your Sandra, get in the corner. Okay, Sandra.
Oh God.
Sandra said, tell her. Let me put that up. We really are professional. Tell us what the rabbit's feet. Okay, let me drink some. Sandra, go sit in the corner. Please tell us what are conditioners?
Okay. You know, I do realize that I know. Thanks, Miss Sandra. Let me say that I know we have been educated on how to use conditioners, but we're not educated on why we need them. And how does the hair know that it's being conditioned versus you took a break, you did a color, you did a relaxer, you did some blow drying, whatever the case may be. And I think that conditioners is my best way to explain it. It's only based on how you guys feel about the hair after you put some cream on, because there's actually no ingredients that is supposed to be a conditioner. Like, let's say if I were to make a conditioner, I'm only putting in ingredients so you guys can feel better about the hair based on how it feels. Now, is there anyone in the chat that knows how the hair is conditioned based on how it looks? Okay. So, what does it look like when it's conditioned?
It looks like it's coated, like it's tamed. So, like it looked like this, right? And if you put some conditioner on it, it'll like look smoother. It won't be so frizzy.
Okay. So, does water do that for the first like 3 minutes?
Yes, but water dries out. And when water dries, then the hair looks like Shaka Khan.
Right. So, a conditioner is something that doesn't evaporate. Is that what you're saying?
Um, I plead the fifth.
Well, let me put it this way. Most people like their hair when it's wet, right? But a conditioner is supposed to make it look like that after the water has evaporated. You see, in cosmetology, water doesn't dry, it just evaporates. Does that make sense?
True.
Okay. Now, but something has to be left in there, right? Because to understand conditioners is to understand heat protectors. See, when you guys say you're going to protect the hair, isn't a conditioner a protector?
Um, in my mind, you know, I would say a conditioner. Yeah, a conditioner. It does protect the hair. Yes,
Okay.
I would say it
Because
leaves something
right,
on top. Yes.
right. Okay, now let me ask you another question. If you wore if okay, so most people use conditioners when? After
When
shampoo?
after they shampoo, right? After they shampoo,
Okay.
maybe
Is
before
that
they blow dry.
but most conditioners are deep conditioners used after shampoo or is it used pre-shampoo?
Well, we use we use our deep conditioners after shampoo, but if the hair is a little, you know, we'll put some on before. But for the most part, we use our deep conditioners after we cleanse the hair.
After you cleanse the hair.
Yes. Now
Okay.
this is a reference design team thing. So remember
Okay.
now,
So also so you're saying too, the power of the conditioner is also based on your technique of how you use a conditioner. Am I
right.
correct?
Yes, and we follow the manufacturer's instructions.
Okay.
Hey, Sophia.
Hey, Sophia. So my point is a conditioner um, is only designed to get you through the styling process. You guys have no idea if the hair, well, you're assuming that the conditioner is taking it from a bad state to a good state. Am I correct?
Correct. Because we have conditioners for damaged hair, color
Okay.
treated hair. Yes.
Okay. All right. So now the key is for everyone on the podcast and in the cosmetology world and in the natural hair care world. Tell me what ingredient does that.
I'm going to say a polyquaternium. I was taught that a conditioner, if it doesn't have a polyquaternium in it, it is really not conditioning the hair. You need some type of a softener, So a polyquaternium is supposed to be like, I think, like a
Okay.
water
And you can
softener.
only right. And you can only determine that by what?
I think because it makes the water have like some slip or something.
Your fingertips.
Oh
Your
yeah, our
finger.
fingertips.
You cannot determine any healing, curing, treatment with your eyes. Or can you?
Well, now don't y'all leave me hanging. What's up, Yay Keaton? Hey, Miss Howard, don't y'all let me get in trouble. I done already got dogged out. Uh, but that's okay because I'm Key Lolo.
Right.
So let
You
me
guys
say this. I
okay.
would say that if you saw the hair, like if this was like,
From the
top of,
street, from
right,
the street. She comes
right,
in. You know
and
she
it
hasn't
was
done
looking
anything since the last time you saw her.
right, and she didn't put some juice in it, and she got a relaxer or color, she could have any scenario, and the hair would look, like stringy, straight, over processed,
Right.
So to me, I can visibly see that on the hair. I would say yes.
Right. So you think when she leaves, her hair is better than when she left, than when she came in.
I think in some instances it does look better. It feels better.
Okay.
Some
Well, you know it's
instances, some
we know it.
instances it's no. I will be honest because we're honest salon. We're like Della Reese, Remember her from what was that? Oh shoot,
Um
with Eddie Murphy. Y'all
Harlem
remember with
Nights.
Eddie Murphy,
Harlem
Harlem Night.
Nights.
Remember, she was like, "I'm an honest hoe." You know what I'm saying? So, we honest at RDT. So sometimes it don't work. Now, you guys be honest with your stuff. So sometimes it doesn't work. But for the most part, we would say yes. The hair would look, it would feel, better.
Right. And so better is akin to what? Soft.
Yes, it's softer. It's more manageable. It
Right.
has a shine.
So
That type of
so
stuff.
is there a conditioner to make the hair hard? Durable,
Uh,
durable, stronger?
proteins. Proteins are going to help impart something on top of that cuticle layer. And so when you mechanically, so proteins would be our other alternative.
But rough does not indicate better.
And no, folks scared of roughness now.
Right. Right. So, in other words, to answer your question, conditioners are only designed to trick your senses. You have no indication that the hair is better. You have no other indicator. Cosmetology has not given us any other indicators or other tools or any other indications or any other skills to determine conditioning.
Well, what if you're a natural stylist and you
Okay.
do know, because I'm just saying now, okay? Um, with folk coming in for the natural hair, what they're looking for is this thing called recoil. So they would consider my hair like, you just fried your hair. That's why you're jacked up. But look at her hair here,
Mm-hmm.
So they would want to see all of this coil and
Mm-hmm.
curl stay, or the lock if they had a lock. So in that
Mm-hmm.
instance, they don't want that hair to be, necessarily silken like mine, but they do want it to see. You see that? They want to see that take place. So natural hairstylists may have a different take on it from cosmetologists. So what about those people? Miss
Well,
Smarty Pants.
Well, what?
I'm getting upset, y'all. Just
Right. Well, what would happen at the Afro Hair Summit in Cleveland this July is that we will have a session because we're professionals and we deal with top advanced information that is scientifically sound and correct. So we must determine when does the hair get unconditioned. Now, I know that you guys will say, well, chemical service, alterations, stretching, brushing, combing, and think air pollution, unadjusted or unbalanced pHs, and things of that nature. We have to determine what's in the jar. Is that jar going to fix that? Temporarily fix it, permanently fix it, or it's just plain something to move the style from dry, let's shampoo it and then put something back in it and then style it. We have to determine when the conditioning phase happens. And if our conditioning and if our definition of conditioning, case in point, let's say I color someone's hair and somebody says, ooh, I don't like the elasticity or I don't like the porosity, right? What product am I going to get that has an ingredient that constricts or contracts the hair cuticle? Because we
I
know, because we know the ammonia or a hair color or something is what we call a stressful
agent,
process for the hair, right?
right?
But okay, so when I grab a conditioner, which one am I gonna use to use my high skill as a cosmetologist? Which one am I gonna use? And what is in that product that's gonna make that hair much more fuller, the diameter to be fuller and not be so mushy, because we know what ammonia does to the hair strand. So what do we use at that point? And the difference in our conversation today, what most people have on the internet or on YouTube versus what they'll learn at the Afro Hair Summit, is that we're going to peel back the onion so we can understand and talk about how do I determine which conditioner, what ingredients. So it's good to know terms and terminology, but what are you going to do to get the hair to do what you want it to do? Or do you just use brands and hope that the manufacturer fixed your problem?
Hmm. I would say I'm going to give some credit to Philip Pelusi.
Mm-hmm.
He's the maker of this product, and he's really big on making sure that we understand some of it. I haven't been to a class by him for a few years now, but he definitely promotes that. But before I met Philip Pelusi, I'm going to be honest and say I would definitely rely on the company. I would rely on their advertising. I would rely on what customers say. A celebrity like who endorses it. So in the past, those things really meant a lot because popular opinion, it speaks in volumes in the beauty industry. And so, I will admit, I still do. I trust. I would not say I really go and turn the jar around when it comes to design essentials. I don't know Mr. Cornell McBride, but Greg Gilmore used this, and he's a cosmetologist. And so I do go off of sometimes what other professionals will say, it's good. Anybody else? How do you guys, like she said, how do you guys determine what's a good product for your hair? Okay, so if you guys can answer that, that would definitely help the conversation. So for now, I'm just speaking for myself. So a little bit of both. Um, so I do the latter too as well.
Right. Right. And so do most people understand that cosmetology at some point when you repeat the conditioning phase, then that means the hair gets unconditioned.
What you talking about, Willis?
Because you do it every time. So
Well,
either
because
it's
the hair is
conditioned.
dirty. So when the hair is dirty, you got to wash it, right? And then you got to start all over with the conditioner because you got to get all the hairspray and the flakes or the fibrin and fiber, from your clothes and stuff, right?
Right, but we don't tell consumers that those things are damaging. Those are just things that just happen in the course between salon visits, right? We don't sell that, do we?
No, we don't sell that, do we, Rondu? What's up, Rondu? So no, we don't tell them
Okay,
that, but
so let's say,
we
so
do tell them that you have to be on a regimen of cleansing your hair. This is per what the fabric needs. So you clean it per what the fabric needs, and then you apply the conditioner. I don't condition. I will be honest. On my hair, I rarely use conditioner because my hair is in good condition, but I swear by a protein. So I don't, and I do promote that at this point. Everybody does not
it's
need
protein,
it.
right. But does protein wear off?
I think it does. I believe protein, because this stuff is coated. What's up, Miss Esther? Esther knew I got in trouble too. Esther tried to help me out. Like, Ladosha, you stop being so ghetto. What's up, Esther? I'm a little hood rat, wasn't I? But no, so here we go. So here is what I would think about the protein. I would, according to the company now, that the protein is going to sit, on right, Rondu. It's going to coat the hair. And so as you flat iron it or twist it or braid it, that it's going to, because it's superficial, it's going to come back off the hair.
Right. So put the diagram back up. Okay. So when we are conditioning, where is the conditioner going?
Well, this is what we're taught, right, cosmetologist?
I
Here
understand.
we go.
I
We're
get
taught
it.
if the molecules are thick, I'm not talking about this particular.
Well.
brand,
Let's
okay? So let's set up the conditioner
let's
right
start
quick.
first.
The conditioner, you would put this, if it's thick like this, right?
Right.
You're going to put that, and it's just going to sit on top because the molecules, like this is too fat, right?
Right.
But if you use some stuff that has some good essential oils, like my imported products from India, because I'm a hair care junkie, damn it. So if I use my hair care products from India, these essential oils are so light that they can be absorbed and they can go to the cortex and they can get the moisture. And then when you put your product, your conditioner on top, it's going to lock in the moisture. Anybody else? Come on, y'all. I ain't the only one.
Okay. So you're taught that temperature opens those layers, right?
Yes.
Right. But there's no holes to get from the cuticle to the cortex.
There's no who?
There's no holes. You have the corneum of the cuticle. How does it get from the cuticle to the?
Because they're tiny molecules. The molecules are so tiny. So Rondu says you have to open the cuticle in order for that conditioner to go deep. So yes, either you're going to swell it with like water or something or heat, or the molecules in this instance, because this has essential oils, the company is saying that the essential oils can seep into those layers and get to that cortex.
Right. But that's not scientifically possible because the hair.
Oh, come on, Cheryl. Now
put the diagram back up. Put the diagram.
All right, guys, I'm getting a little bit of
now let me say this. The difference in the Afro Summit when we learn conditioning, there's no holes. There's no pathway from a fibrous cuticle to the innermost layer. There's no pathway. Do you understand? Now,
isn't it heat? Come on, Rondu.
When right. But unfortunately, temperature does not open anything or clog. Cold and heat does not open pores, people.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Cheryl. Hold on, guys. What about the cold water sealing the cuticles? I ain't the only one. Now, y'all ain't going to have
I didn't say you was the only one. But
I'm just
But
He
at the
said
end
the
of the
chat all
day,
quiet. Don't y'all get quiet. Don't y'all leave me out here like this. Come on, y'all say something.
right.
Throw me a lifeline. No,
So
seriously though, I'm serious, guys. They do say hot water is going to open the cuticle, and if you rinse your hair with cool water, it's going to seal, and your hair is going to lock in the moisture.
doesn't happen. Now let me say this, and I can prove that it doesn't happen.
Hold on. That's what Radu said, Cheryl. Radu said they will only coat and make the hair shine because the cuticles lay flat. In order to open the cuticle, you gotta you gotta rearrange. So you said it's gotta
Now
be a chemical.
he's right there. But what he is saying, and this is what cosmetologists do not understand, you have to have what we call a metabolic process in order to tell tissue what to do. It doesn't know what to do just because it's warm, and it doesn't know what to do because it's cold. Now, what you're feeling is circulation in an accelerated flow or cold in a decelerated. It's only about circulation. It cold and temperature doesn't open anything. Okay? It doesn't work like that. But my point is, so the world of conditioners only are there to satisfy the user's fingertips, and you don't have any other you don't have any other way of determining the conditioning process. The products on the market on shelves, and let me just say this, that's fine because it moves the hair from cleaning in water to blow drying and drying and the styling. It's a maintenance thing. But when you're talking about conditioning, conditioning should only happen once. And if it's truly conditioning, it doesn't get unconditioned. So the product world, in terms of innovation in the beauty world, they're not really making conditioners to heal or mend or adjust pH. They're not doing that. What we have is a very large maintenance conditioning product industry. It's not, because if that was the case, they would have given you an education to determine when conditioning is happening, when it's done, how does it happen. And since you don't get that piece of education, well, then the manufacturers are not making it. They're making it so they can give you some kind of smoothness or some kind of roughness. You can only determine these things by your fingertip. And so let's just say, for instance, hair is breaking, right? Cosmetology has yet to solve that problem. Why? Because we don't make things to solve it. We only eventually say it's something called scissors. Because if we were solving it, we teach you how to solve it, in terms of, instead of just telling you, oh, put this on for 5 minutes, and once you put it on, and for the first 5 minutes, put a plastic bag on it. And once you take the plastic bag off, then go to the bowl, rinse it off, and then do a double rinse, and then come back, immediately put it's all technique. It's not this particular medication or this particular cosmeceutical or this particular conditioner does this, that, this, and you do nothing, and then it will solve your problem. Because we have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. The manufacturers and then just the innovative world has not been able to solve it chemically. We solve it technically. We don't solve it chemically. Does that make sense, people?
It makes sense, but you, excuse me, y'all from the hood, you messing up the church's money. Come on,
What I am saying is, let's start making real conditioners so cosmetologists can heal these heads and do their job and start getting a bigger price point and start being who we need to be and do what we need to do. But stop giving them cake and talking about you're feeding them health food. You're not, because we have to keep doing it. Does that make sense? And so conditioning is it's for the cosmetologist, not for the consumer.
it's for the cosmetologist, not the consumer. Now, Theophilus, I hope I'm saying that's right. You're looking good.
Theo.
Theo. Okay. So now, education is the key to healthy hair. Well, hold on. Daddy's in the chat. Wait a minute, guys. Hey, Daddy. How you doing? Okay. I'm back. So they wonder why do I do that to Daddy? Let me show y'all right quick. I just had to bring that. Damn, y'all would do it too, okay? I don't need glasses like that. That brother's fine. But no, seriously though, Cheryl. So here is
Sorry about that, Daddy.
Daddy, he know he like I'm used to keep that girl crazy. But yeah, so seriously, Cheryl. So here's how it's going. So you're saying that it's a sensation that we're feeling on our fingers. Now I'm gonna go because now my people that come in, because I wear my hair both ways, okay? So my people who come in like this, right? They want something that's going to lock in the moisture. So they are teaching, I'm going to be honest, that you can put certain conditioners on the hair. It can go into because the molecules are tiny. And if they go into the molecules are tiny enough, it can be a chemical or not. So it doesn't matter. Or it could be like a plant-based, molecule oil or whatever. It can go into the second layer and then you can lock in the moisture. Is that not? So are you saying that for all of our naturalistas? So our naturalistas,
it's not happening. Let me just say this. What is hair?
Hair is skin.
It's just a protein, right? It's a fibrous protein called keratin, right? Right. What does the body only understands? Minerals, oxygen, and water. The body doesn't understand what we want it to understand. So when I go correct an issue because she hasn't seen me in 2 weeks, why am I solving her problem with a polymer when the polymer is not the problem? Or polymer, it just allows me to put something like what Mr. Rondu said, just coat it to get her from the chair, from the water, because of course we're afraid of water. It's going to dry the hair out. Oh my God. Okay, so we got to put something, a coater. So can we just understand that as long as the hair is slick in our brain means conditioned. So now sometimes what you guys say, then we got deep condition, instant conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and all of these things are only what? From a jar to a bottle. Jar conditioners are thicker, bottle conditioners are thinner. Okay, so oil lubricates. Oil does not penetrate. Okay,
right. Wait a minute. Now, sure, they say, I'm with you.
Oil lubricates means it makes the surface bendable, flexuous.
But don't the essential oils. But wait, hold up. Wait a minute, Shaniqua. Hold on now. So, but what about the essential oils that everybody swears essential oils can be absorbed and to get to your bloodstream?
Well, let me ask you a question.
And they do
can essential oils be solubilized in water? Then it cannot penetrate. And penetration and absorption are not the same things, people. Okay? They're not the same thing. Penetration means that it has penetrated a hydrophobic barrier, which is keratin. It repels water.
So wait, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. So if I get this hair like wet, right? I know the water is sitting on top. I should have got some water, but I didn't bring a spray bottle. Okay. So when you put the water on this, right? The water isn't like kind of getting into the hair. So when we squeeze it, you know what I'm saying?
No.
No. Shit.
It's going into the uppermost layer. But once you keep stroking it, okay, you stroke it, but the water eventually is going to evaporate before it goes anywhere, because the cuticles are designed to keep water out.
This is true.
Oh, well, that's logic. Now,
That's
what the Rondu brought to it is if we put some oil and some polymers and some glycerin and some stick, then the water will be trapped and don't evaporate as fast. That's what you and I are saying is a conditioner. Slowing down the evaporation rate of water because it's got some oil, but the oil's not trapping it. It's just preventing the water from evaporating.
but now I don't know what to say. Okay, Morrow, I'm messed
Well,
up.
let me just say this. You'll put a layer of water, right? Right?
Right?
And then you guys will put a layer of oil. That's that LOC crap, right?
Water.
Right? Okay. Right? Then you'll put some water soluble, which is a lotion.
Oil.
Which is
Yeah.
which is a little bit right. The oil doesn't force the water in anywhere. It just doesn't allow the water to evaporate as fast. But as soon as an hour goes by, the only thing that's there is oil. The water has traveled. It has not, but it hasn't. It does. Oil doesn't force anything anywhere. It just prevents the water from evaporating. But the water didn't go anywhere. And I know that that's the logic that we will have oil in we'll have water in a beaker in a clear glass, and then we'll put oil on top. But the oil does not force the water deeper into a crevice. Even if you do a hot oil treatment, you don't force the oil to go deeper because you heated it. Because the molecules.
So hold up. So hold on. So what I want to know then is, why do they call them deep conditioners if the heat isn't swelling that cuticle?
Yeah, but swelling makes the hole smaller, not larger.
Oh, you know what? It's time to go. I'm out. I'll see y'all later.
But when you pull
I'm done.
when you get swelling, the swelling makes the hole smaller, not bigger. When you swell something, it doesn't make. Let's just say if you were to pull a hangnail between your cuticle and your finger and your nail bed, if you were to pull that skin, it'll swell, but it swells tighter. The swelling makes it tighter, not larger.
Excuse me, y'all. Girl, you smart than a motherfucker. I'll
Well,
back. What's up, Theo, come on. This girl, I'm telling y'all right now. Where he at? Where my cutie pie? Hold on. What he say? He in the chat. What he said? Right, look at him. He like, right. I mean, Miss Morrow. She like, right. Hey, listen here, y'all. We've been, oh man.
Well, let me just say, and then let's just say, if I want to slow down the circulation, I'll go into a cold room, right? And then my feet will shrink. My rings will get loose on my finger.
Yeah, and your fingers will shrivel and stuff.
Right? And then then when I leave and I get out in the warm, then everything gets a little fuller and then everything gets back to normal. But it's an acceleration. It's not penetration. It's not absorption. It's a matter of speeding up the blood flow or slowing it down. And as cosmetologists, we think something is happening that it's not just because manufacturers say it. Manufacturers are not
Even though,
the scientific.
even when,
The scientific world, the production world, the research world is that world. Manufacturers
hold
are
on.
they make things to sell you stuff.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I got something for her since she's so smart. Y'all, wait a minute. Theo, wait a minute, Theo, because you think you smart with her too. You and what's his name, co-signing and everything. I bet you don't know nothing about this. Wait a minute, Sandra. Here we go. What's up, Leslie? What's up? What's up? Here we go. Here we go. What about putting this? Since you're so smart, little plastic. See, when you put the plastic on, right? You get the deep. It go because the plastic, it gets it in there. And you go under a dryer or the steamer.
Okay.
And then
right. So all I'm saying to you guys, let's just say you have a conditioner in a jar. You guys want it to go in deep. And then you guys put the what?
Plastic cap.
Bag.
And you go under the dryer. Wait, you got to go under the dryer or a steamer.
Right.
Because you can go under a steamer. Because I got me a steamer. Excuse me, I paid $300 boo now off Amazon. Thank you very much.
Now, so is the product, did it go in the hair or did the product the plastic bag?
The product, it helps.
Is the hair wetter? Is the hair wetter or drier when you put that plastic bag? Because you're not supposed to have anything because it was supposed to have gone in. So you should not have nothing on the plastic bag. Everything should be dry because it went shoo, and it went into the hair. But since it don't go shoo, it went poof. Now all your products in your plastic bag is wet. Plastic bag got water. So plastic precipitates. It makes things rise. That's why when you jog and you got your little jogging suit on, all your sweat is in the suit. It didn't go inside. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to have meat, you cooking meat and you want all the stuff to go inside, what do? You take the top off when you want it to go in, and you put the top on when you want to smother and make the meat wet. So covering makes the juice stay out. When you uncover it, it's so we taught backwards. In other words,
I feel some kind of way that you correlate my hair to meat.
But cosmetologists, I'm trying to get you guys to understand, if we want our ingredients to work, we have to work with the elements and how they say work, not our education. Somebody at no front talking about we gonna defy science and chemistry and biology and temperature and all of that. You have to work with science, and that's what the Afro Hair Summit. We gonna learn how to work with the elements, y'all, and then condition according to what the hair and scalp needs, not what manufacturers want us to buy.
Okay, let me just say this because I'm with you, Leslie Ann. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. But now what if, because everything that you're talking about, like all of these have chemicals. Mm-hmm. This has a chemical, okay, chemicals. Mm-hmm. But this is organic. And it ain't got no chemicals. And it's got an expiration date to let you know you can't use it forever. Put it in the refrigerator, make it last a little bit. It's important though, So would it be that some of what you're saying only applies to this stuff in these jars and these bottles? But if it's organic or from Mother Earth, can these products do the things that, like, can they go and do some more magical stuff to really condition the hair?
Um, well, for the natural hair care people, something natural won't do anything to something that's already natural.
Wait a
Natural is
minute.
natural.
Hold on, Cheryl.
Well,
This was around
right.
before.
How is
Somebody said
natural?
this better. What about back in the day, Cheryl, when there was no such thing as conditioners and stuff? What did our ancestors? What did they use? Because they didn't, didn't they use this to condition or whatever? Maybe they didn't use the word conditioner, but wouldn't this? So didn't this birth this?
No. Yeah,
Theo, you can go. I'm sick of you, Theo. Theo, oh, here you go, Theo. Water. I ain't see that, Theo. Let me take that back down.
well, let me just say. Well, let me just say this.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait a minute. We're losing you.
We good. We good. You.
Okay.
I'm here. You here?
Yeah, we here. Okay.
Okay. All right. So an organic product, and like I always give you guys the example, there are natural lemons. There's organic lemons. Okay. An organic means that it has, even if that particular fruit needs man-made help, but an organic is a process. It doesn't have anything to do with nature. An organic, making a food an organic means that man has placed minerals in the soil. If everything's correct, then the onions in the organic section at your grocery store, those are more expensive because those particular foods have been placed in man-made perfect conditions for that food to grow. Now, natural is a whole nother phenomenon. It just means dirt and water. Doesn't mean that you're going to produce a lemon that should be this size and should be bright yellow and it should be slightly sweet. The lemons that you buy for 10 for $1 that's about this size, those are the ones that, yeah, they were grown natural, but they were not grown in the best set of circumstances. Okay. Could be mineral depleted, natural dirt. We don't know, but they're cheaper for a reason. It's probably because they have low mineral content and grown in mediocre, but it's still natural. Is that even though organic, that particular product from India, unfortunately, if my hair is virgin and it doesn't have, and it's natural, how would something natural affect it?
It's from India. I just Jesus. Where
And
my
to
prayer
answer,
warriors at?
but to answer your question about our ancestors on the plantation, well, you're assuming that they did something to the hair to make it unconditioned. If they made, let's just put it this way, you would have grandmothers having long braids down their waist and very full and thick hair. Yeah, but you just said 2 weeks ago, the brother said we use kerosene, but kerosene does not necessarily mean it's bad. But at the end of the day, why would that generation not have these particular problems? Conditioners and the beauty world is a commerce, secular industry, has nothing to do with really conditioning hair. And I know that you guys think that manufacturers' job is to do that, and that's not their job. Their job is to not do the research and innovation that's advancements. That's not their job. Manufacturer's job is to maintain the consumer trends and to set the trends and to meet the needs of the people right where they are to make it available on a shelf. That is not research and production and innovation. Does that make sense?
Well,
and it's up to the cosmetologists on this chat right now and on this podcast right now to demand. That's why we need to have organizations. That's why the Afro Hair Summit needs to exist, so we can keep the manufacturers held to a standard, held to advancements, to communicate with them and tell them what we need when we need it, and to raise the level of the education and scholar and production that and innovation. That's our job, is to make, that's to communicate to the manufacturers and tell them what we need and what we need new and what we need to improve and what we need to advance and what we need to, research. That's our job. But the manufacturers by themselves are not going to make a conditioner that literally transform so you can keep that hair maintained at all times and not. And by a just every 2 weeks, of course.
Wow.
The scalp is good for your hair, and but as far as it being medicated and really getting down deep and really curing that's a totally manufacturers products are.
Oh, we're losing you.
They'll say a good game. They'll explain it. I'm sorry.
I said we were losing you. We were losing you a little bit. Can you repeat that last part one more time? You said.
Well, I was just basically making the point that until we demand that there is a section of, maybe there's a section of beauty, the beauty world, that is a section in the beauty supply that says, if you're breaking, if you're shedding, and if you're doing this, and if you want to recorrect pH and you wanted the pH balance. Now, unless a company literally says that to you, and then you tell them, well, how is your product doing that? And they give you just a technique and they don't give you the science behind it. Well, then at that point, you just know that it is a polymer, monomer, or it's something just to coat, just like Mr. Rondu said, that's going to just satiate and satisfy the customer until they come back. And that's what the industry is designed to do.
You know who they sound like? Y'all ready? Dope man. Dope man. Yo, can I get a G? Dope man. They sound like the dope man. We sound like, the fiends out here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Leslie Ann. I'm speechless. But now, Radu has made a point. He said that is what destroyed the beauty industry when they bypass the professional products only. I know we are 707. I'm not gonna keep y'all much longer, but I knew it was gonna go like this. I did not know it was gonna go like this. But can you speak to because now you have the natural hair against the cosmetologist. So clearly, right? And clearly, I'm a cosmetologist that needs more education, okay? But I'm willing to admit it, right? So you have these two people that are bumping heads, but we pretty much have the same ignorance, including myself. That's why I said, y'all quit inboxing and asking me stuff. I'm going to the Afro Hair Summit too, because as you can tell by my questions, Leslie, would you come with me? Y'all better come with me to this Afro Hair Summit, because I personally feel like I'm not as smart as I thought I was, and what I thought I knew, it's only about what they have been telling me, because this is what they're selling me. And I just want to also say, I did not know that we as cosmetologists even had the power to create an organization where we could demand from the companies that they do right by us. Did anybody know that? I did not know that we could even do such a thing.
Well, how could you not know that the physicians run the pharmaceutical world? The pharmaceuticals don't come straight into the consumer. It is the doctors and the American Medical Association, the World Health Organization. It is those particular bureaucratic bodies and government bodies and organization and private sector groups and organizations that keep industries healthy, keep them um, that you know, above board transparency, and keep them above of, to the creed of consumer protection. So of course that's who we are now. Does the but see the ball drops between state board and then the professional world, in terms of, they want to limit cosmetologists to being just technical work hands. You're just there to style hair. And that is not our legacy. That is not what we've been a part. That is the last 25, 30 years that we have been demoted down to a blue collar occupation at this point. That was never 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. The hairstyles were very prestige, upper echelon, elite kind of occupation, very enriched. It's a career that you can get rich. And so that is, but that has to be taught again so we can get our scholar up. Then we can get our conversation as a group together. Then we move, aggregate and move in a fluid way to where people are going to go to the research. There should not be barbers and cosmetologists saying they don't know what else to do when they leave the chair. Well, then that means that the industry is not well structured, and maybe some of the infrastructure is bad. But hairstylists should be able to elevate into organization CEOs and presidents and in charge of organizations. There should be an elevation part, and that is the part that makes the industry become watchdogs and go into the EPA and start other green salon programs. There is a lot to do in this field, but right now cosmetologists are just mere beauticians. They're not scholar people at all. And that is what I am trying to do. Just as Mr. Morrow's, we talked all the time when he was here, he says, just give them a broader spectrum of education and orientation and information so they can use it to make their own industry healthy enough so that the industry starts rendering them opportunities to be enriched and to make a better world. But right now, we're just stuck in a stupid ass, dumbass conversation about what is natural and what is this and what is that. And we haven't moved one iota. So that's why we encouraged each other we got to do something. And that's what the Afro Hair Summit's about.
Well, my best friend is in the chat. Monica, I'm coming to Atlanta because they kill. Listen, I'm just going to tell you right now. I am just, first of all, I'm overwhelmed with my own ignorance because I'm just like, ooh. That's number one. Number two, I'm excited about the Afro Hair Summit because I'm telling you that there is infinite possibility, because I was kind of feeling like Randu, like what's happening here. I did not know. Randu, you know a lot of shit, okay? This man, Theo, well, first of all, why do men smarter than us? I feel some kind of way. You, Theo, Theo, where your ass at? Theo, all in the chat, knowing everything. My cutie pie, where he go? Where he at? Danny. So the men in the chat clearly know something that I don't. That's number one. Number two, I'm very excited about the infinite possibilities now, because I didn't know where the beauty and barber industry could go. I did not know that we could do such a thing, because the companies, they're friendly, but they're also very intimidating, because when you go to their classes, you don't want to ask the question. So basically what you're saying is, if what they were teaching us about moisture going into the hair, right, that we can cut this hair, and water would come out. I would be
Right.
afraid to say that in one of their classes. If and anybody else, it's very difficult to challenge them in those spaces because I don't know. It just is. I'm just speaking for. I know my best friend is like not my Ayana Vasant. Yes, Monica, it is. It's very intimidating when you go to the classes and they're teaching, and you just don't want to be that agitator. So the Afro
No,
hair
you're not
stuff.
agitating. You're making them prove their point. You're making them authenticate their sources. You are telling them to come transparent with their resources. It has to make sense to a professional. You are a professional.
But you're considered like, okay, I'm gonna say it.
No.
Okay. That you're considered a shit starter. Like you're here to learn. You're disrupting the class. Because I get caught that y'all know what's up, Amber. Y'all know they always picking on me. They do.
Well, and let me just
Because
say
you are,
this.
but sure, wouldn't that be rude to say that? You know what
No,
I'm saying?
you're a professional. He ain't shit. You are the professional. He's just a salesperson trying to tell you something, some shit that they ain't made up, and then agree on it, and then Xerox some damn books and pieces of paper and say this is what it is and this is knowledge. You are the cosmetologist. You are the studied person and the researcher, not them. See, one of the things about the Afro Hair Summit, I am not going to sit up there like I am not talking to professionals. I'm talking to professionals. Now, in a dialogue, that maybe they'll say something that clicks, that'll make my mind click, and to change my whole course because we are learning from each other. I am not going to be talking down to professionals. So in profession, but they have it set up to the point where they the boss, they at the top, they telling and they talking down you. See, that's that whole premise that I don't like because you would not be a pharmaceutical rep would not dare walk into a doctor's office telling them about a birth control pill or a new vitamin or a new mineral or a new hypertension pill, talking to that damn doctor like they stupid. They wouldn't do that. They're there to inform the doctor on the efficacy, the milligrams, the how it was made, and that's it. They're not there to get into no debate or to determine that, I'm the pharmaceutical rep. I'm from the company that made it, and you ain't shit. You know what I mean? You just need to listen. That does not happen, but in the black hair care industry. And it's going to stop at the Afro Hair Summit. I will be speaking to professionals. Now, my expectations are higher because you are learned. You do have some information that makes sense to you. You have years of experience. We will be discussing and dialoguing together.
Wow. I am speechless. I am totally speechless. Randu, clearly, he has a plethora of experience. He just mentioned some people's name. I don't know these people personally, but let me just put up what he said. He was a part of the culture when Mr. Morrow and various others offered this information to those who aspire the knowledge. He's talking about a gentleman named the Floyd Swoop. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, and Mr. Black. Now, this is before my time, so don't y'all come cussing me out because I wasn't a cosmetologist back then. So I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So there was a time, according to Mr. Randu, where what you're saying is absolutely the norm. My best friend says, because I really do. This is very intimidating, guys, because this is how they treat us when they walk in. When they walk into the salon to sell us products, they're really just selling us products. And when you question them, they're very irritated by us. So she says, it's okay to me, Ladosha. We all have room to grow. We're still evolving. The summit sounds interesting. Have no fear. You are their consumer customers. They need to cater. That these companies need to cater to us. I have never ever. I've been doing hair for 23 years. It'll be 24. I have never heard that ever in my whole career that we could challenge these companies. I'm serious, sure. I've just never heard it. To me, the companies were the authorities. I have a book here that they put together. This is just one of the companies, and they put all of their stuff for you to know. I think somebody put in there that they're salespeople, and you learn all of their language. And at the end of the day, we aspire to become a platform artist. I thought that was as high. This is me. I'm not speaking for all cosmetologists. This is my interpretation that the height of your career was to be this platform artist. I felt the need to challenge, but I did not think, I thought that that would be very disrespectful.
It's not. In fact, the consumers need us to speak up and challenge them, and not challenge them in ways because we are thinking that they're malfeasant. That's not the issue. The issue is that I need this to do this at this time for this type of client. How will it do under these circumstances? How will it work after, probe them? That is much more of the point I'm making, and to have a dialogue with them, not to be able to, but I don't want you coming in here because when I was growing up in hair care, you already know you are not
Well,
telling Jim Williams, no Olive Benson, anything. You're not coming in there with just no random hocus pocus. You need to explain. You need to be able to address their questions, address their needs, have a dialogue. You are not over them. They are coming to get the cosmetologist on board. They need to hear feedback. They need to have focus. They need their surveys, and we need to be respected. Period. Ended of the conversation.
wow. Wow, wow, wow. Miss Morrow says, I think it's disrespectful if you're intending to condescend, which I don't. Okay, Miss Morrow. Maybe once. She's
Uh,
like, you a
uh,
lie. I thought, okay. Maybe just once or twice, but not since Miss Morrow. Maybe once or twice because it's irritating. It's like when you ask them something, they think that you're trying. Like I asked about the relaxers. I'm almost like tearing up. I asked them what had they heard about the relaxers. What are we supposed to be saying to our customers about the relaxers? I'm not going to say any names, but both sales rep told me out of their mouths that they did not know what I was talking about. That infuriated me. And then I became condescending because I felt like you guys are leaving us out to
oh,
dry.
no, you felt that you had to buy a class because it sounds like all these classes need to be on the dumbest shit that black people say about black people's hair, and them classes need to be free. Because I can tell you right now, one of the reasons why we set the price at $55 for the Afro Summit, okay? Reason why is because it is very important that we pay for education. But one of the things that I want everyone that's listening that will be at the Afro Hair Summit, I want to change your relationship with cosmetology, with hair, with product, with people, with your industry. And when you leave, and if I have not changed your relationship with those aspects, then it should have been free. I just wasted your time. And I want to be able to give you additional opportunities, different options, different questions, things that you've never thought about. We need to be excited again. We can't wait to get back to work. Or those are types of things that a summit or a hair show or whatever it should do to make you excited and invigorated. Okay. But when you ask questions and the person is irritated, you already know they don't know the answer. So at that point, I'm gone, because that is how professionals talk to each other. They ask questions and they get it. All experts may not know the answer at that moment, but we can call each other and write and text, and do all those things. That's what an industry is healthy.
Mm, 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 mm.
Thank you, Miss.
Boy, this chat is on fire. First of all, Jesus, I never knew that. I, I didn't know it was going to go like this, but let me tell you guys, can the summit be today, girl? I wish it could be. Cheryl, um, there are no words that we can thank you so much for what you are doing. You know, for us, for the industry, the Afro Hair Summit is where it's at. We are professionals. We have a lot of power, guys, and it's more than just styling hair. And I hope that you all will plan to attend. It's going to be in July, and we're going to come back and just give some more information about the summit. But as you can see here, as licensed professionals, as natural hairstylists, whatever you would like to call yourself, we are more than people who style hair. And so we want to use the platform of the Afro Hair Summit, like she says, to communicate to one another and to learn. So hopefully she's going to oh, here she goes. She's coming back in. Here she goes. Add her back in. Okay, there she is. Okay. And so Lavina says, bring on the education. Randu says, one day when you want to do a marketing class and build clientele, he'd like to join the panel, which we will. Randu, they said, please do that. That would be awesome. So Randu, maybe we need to talk to you. We do have some space. In the Afro Hair Summit to do some of these cool things. So yes, 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 yes. We will take you up. If you can't do it there, we can do it on the panel. But let's wrap this up. This was mighty and powerful. For me, I'm just feeling I'm feeling a lot more hopeful because, as you can tell by my eyes, I was about to cry. Like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling like I was just, being like, because I'm very, I got a mouth, But okay. Anywho, Lavina says, bring on the education. So can you wrap us up because right now, the America is very anti-education. People are like, there's House Bill 58, no more education. Get your asses to work. Just go to work. And we want to get in our lofts, get home in our basements, in our hair salons, and we want to get that money. So close us out with why we should bring on the education.
That, and I don't really tell this story, but I'm gonna say it. I opened up a Test Beauty Supply in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and it was in the middle of several Dominican hair salons, and it was Salon Row in Brooklyn. And my spot was about 400 to 500 square feet with two old product, and I had it pretty good, but it was right in front of a bus stop. And every woman that was on her way to get a doobie, $10 doobie, right? Wet set, blow dry, round brush, all about six hairstyles in one sitting, right? And I remember taking my time talking to them, showing them, and sharing with them. And everyone bought approximately, I'm not lying, they spent about $85 with me at an average. So education makes you elite. Education makes you allows the consumer to understand. And when you care, when you sharing with them and educating them, they will spend money with you because money is not a gap of choice. But when you educate them and you pour into them, you take time to explain things and you know what you know, it's confidence. And that is what Mr. Morrow want you guys and wanted our industry to be respected, to be correct, it wanted to be scientific. Then all the money will come. People will reward you. People will reward you for educating yourself and giving a great product for an honest price. And that's what the Afro Summit is going to do. So I can't wait to see you guys. We can sit down and dialogue and make this industry better. You're muted.
I'm so excited. I forgot to unmute. The Afro Hair Summit, we're talking about 3 wonderful days of education. I'm going to tell you guys how it's going down in partnership with the Brown Aveda Institute in Strongsville, Ohio. We have Salon Métier, okay? And that is what we're going to learn how to comb and detangle Afro textured hair. So we need some hands-on stuff. The second day, we're going to actually have the official Afro Hair Summit, where we're going to have this wonderful, wonderful learning experience from none other than Miss Cheryl Morrow. That evening, we are definitely going to have a wonderful town hall discussion where the public can come out and meet Cheryl and pick her brains. We're going to call that a BYOB. Bring your own bottles and ask all the questions you want, and let's clear some things up. That third day, we're going to have an Afro spirituality discussion. We have a location for that. So for all of you locticians, you braiders, you natural hairstylists, you dermatologists, all of the people who really is taking that hair care to another level, this conversation goes a little bit deeper. And then maybe if Rondu, if he's available to be able to help us with how to build that clientele, we can tap him on into it. But that's 3 wonderful days for both the professionals and the public. We're talking about the first ever Afro Hair Summit. The goal is to unify, educate, so that we can recalibrate the industry. Barbers, licensed professionals, we are going to come together and we're going to do a whole lot better. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful evening, and this was
And don't forget the
absolutely
town hall.
yeah, and the town hall. I mentioned the town hall. Yes, the town hall. I did mention that. All right, guys, you have a wonderful evening. We'll be back next week, and we're going to talk about that scalp. Eczema, psoriasis, dandruff, pulling tight. Next week is all about the scalp. She says, "Say it loud." Afro Hair Summit 2023. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week. We're going to talk about scalp care. Get ready, have those questions ready. You know what we say when we're always signing out. We're talking about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and for sure a whole lot of hair. But check this out: if you don't have any hair, you don't want it, you can't grow it, hell, you plan on cutting it off because you don't like the shit no kind of way, we say don't worry about your bald head or your bald patches or whatever, because all that's beautiful too, and so are you. Cheryl, we salute you. Thank you so very much. It's been painful, but I've learned a lot.